This is the sixth question of LSAT PrepTest 157, second section, the first logical reasoning section. As always, we've got a highlight tool ready to go, and we're going to read the question stem first to identify the text. The case described above best illustrates which one of the following generalizations. So this is kind of a strange parallel reasoning type prompt. We're just being asked for something in the answer choices that is going to match broadly what is stated in the paragraph. In the paragraph, we must assume, at least to start, that it's an argument. And we know that whenever we're dealing with an argument, the most important part is the conclusion. So we're going to highlight a conclusion if we can identify one to start evaluating this problem. Democratic societies in which there is widespread discontent more often blame their politicians than they do other powerful figures who are at least as responsible for those societies' woes. Okay, this is just a statement of fact. Often blame is what happens, so no conclusion here. This is not primarily because politicians are more familiar to people than are other powerful figures. Rather, it is because people in democratic societies feel that they have more power over politicians than they have over other powerful figures. And the conclusion is this statement here. But I don't know what the it is, and I don't really need to grab the contrast, but I do need to know what this it is, and I'm going to highlight enough to gather what the it refers to. And so it says that democratic societies in which there's widespread discontent more often blame their politicians than they do other powerful figures who are at least as responsible for those societies' woes. It is because people in democratic societies feel that they have more power over politicians than they have over other powerful figures. So we need to find a situation that shows that accountability is basically tied and blame is tied to the idea that I've got power over somebody, so I blame them. So that's what we want to have as our mental prediction. We need to find an answer choice that says we blame those who we believe we have power over. So if we move to choice A, looking for reasons to eliminate with our highlight tool still selected so we can mark those reasons as we go. Often, the people who have the most power in a society are not the people who are generally perceived by the public as having the most power. Well, we love qualifiers and quantifiers as reasons to eliminate, and this choice is no different. We talk about more power. We do not talk about most power. As soon as I find that distinction, I can eliminate A immediately. Next, choice B. People tend to ascribe more power to a person with whom they are familiar than to one with whom they are unfamiliar. Well, we don't talk about those who the people are unfamiliar with. We just say that the politicians are more familiar to people than other powerful figures. So going all the way to unfamiliar is not supported in this paragraph. So we can eliminate choice B for that reason. Next, choice C. To the extent that a person is well known to the public, that person is more likely to be blamed for the woes of society. Well, this is our trap because we do know that the politicians are more well known, but that's not what we actually highlighted, and it shows the value of the highlighting. We highlighted the actual reason that the democratic societies with widespread discontent more often blame politicians, which is because they believe they have more power over the politicians than those other powerful figures. So choice C is literally a reversal of the statements, which can be a hard answer choice to eliminate because you've got to make sure you're understanding the relationships in the paragraph given, not just going, ooh, is it in there? Which is obviously a way that the LSAC can create very viable traps. Next, choice D, publicly known people are usually not held sufficiently responsible for the problems they cause. Well, I've got this phrasing of sufficiently responsible. What is sufficiently responsible? Does this paragraph define that term? Absolutely not. And as soon as I've got an undefined term, I know I need additional information, so we can eliminate choice D for that reason. And lastly, choice E, people are more inclined to blame a publicly known person if that person is someone over whom they feel they have power, which ding, ding, ding matches that highlighted de facto conclusion that we identified at the very beginning of this problem as we came to the correct answer of choice E.